Hello, welcome to MTG Pro Tutor. I'm Sean Pinnard, your host, and I'm very excited to open this M15 booster pack and evaluate the cards inside. Let's dive on in, and remember that it's good to stay open for your first several picks. This means picking the best card regardless of color. So let's see what that is in this pack. Our marketing card is a token, our land is a plains, and our rare is... Okay, we have a foil invasive species. So invasive species is good because it's a 3/3 for 3. A 2/3 for 3 is nice. So getting a 3/3 for 3, that extra power is good. The drawback is you have to return a permanent you control to its owner's hand. That could be a land, it could be a creature. So just be mindful of that. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You could return a land, replay it if you haven't played a land yet, and then reuse that mana for something else. You can return a creature that has an enter the battlefield effect. It's not necessarily bad, but just keep that in mind. So now our rare is... Alright, Court of Calling. There you go. So this, I mean, sweet. It's kind of hard to do in limited unless you have a lot of tokens or things like that, but you can search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less and put it onto the battlefield. Then you shuffle your library. So this, I mean... this can really get you places. If you have a lot of creatures and some extra mana, you can pull out your bomb, right? If you know that you have, you know, a Restoration Angel or a Hornet Queen or something, then this is good. I really, it's hard to cast. It is. Don't get me wrong on that, but it's definitely a game finisher because it's basically another copy of your bomb as long as you have the mana to go get it. All right, so. Yeah, keep that in mind. I think I will take Court of Calling. That might be the wrong choice. In limited, let me know what your experience is. But for me, I would take it. So let's see what else this pack has to offer, and then we'll compare. So Miner's Bane, I'm not too hot on because it's just expensive, and I don't know. For 6 mana, you can get like a Glacial Crasher, which doesn't seem terrible. I just think you can do better for 6 mana. I haven't seen this guy played, and I wonder if that's a signal from the community that this guy's just not that hot. Razorfoot Griffin's good. A 2/2 flying first strike for 4. That can really, hurt your opponent. Siege Worm. So this is another good reason to play green. Again, the green-white Convoke deck is very powerful if you get the right pieces. Vine Weft is terrible. I don't like it. Plus, giving a creature +1/+1 for 1 is not exciting. Returning it to my hand for 5 mana is very not exciting. Invisibility, it seems pretty strong. Your creature is unblockable. You can just, attack on in as long as they don't have a wall. But you open yourself up to be 2 for 1 with invisibility because they can still target it with spells or abilities. So Blast Fireball deals 5 damage, and then it destroys all equipment attached to that creature. It only does 5 damage to the creature, by the way. Soulmender, no good. A 1/1 for 1 is not exciting, and then gaining 1 life is also not exciting unless you have a Johnny's Pride Mate, and then this guy goes up in value for sure. Mind Sculpt, been seeing a lot of these lately. My advice with Mind Sculpt is if you get 1, get them all. All right, you want to have at least 3 Mind Sculpts to play them in your deck. 4 is better because you just want to mill the heck out of your opponent. If you're going to go Mind Sculpt, go all in. So Torch Fiend is a 2/1 for 2. Kind of like Bronze Sable, only this guy's red, and you can sack him to destroy target artifacts. Alright, here we go. Paragon of Fierce Defiance. So the Paragons are better later on, once you've already established yourself in that color, obviously. Especially, for example, I'm trying to remember the number. If you have 7 other creatures, and yeah, of that color, then the Paragons become really good. Alright, Boonweaver Giant. I was actually thinking about Boonweaver Giant, how Court of Calling could go and get Boonweaver Giant out, because Boonweaver Giant can get an enchantment. So, like, the perfect combo would be like a Spectral Ward, Boonweaver Giant, and then Court of Calling, because you basically have, 3 copies of Spectral Ward as long as you have the mana for it. So that's so funny. He is very expensive. He's 7, so to do Court of Calling with him, you're going to have a lot of mana and/or a lot of creatures, but... yeah, and really, he's only good if you have Spectral Ward. A 4/4 for 7 mana is very expensive unless you have a really good enchantment to go and search out, because he goes and gets an enchantment and then attaches it to himself. So you're going to need something really good. like I don't know, the double strike thing, or the double strike, battle mastery, or spectral ward. Even battle mastery I don't think is that good. Just spectral ward for sure. Frenzied Goblin, a 1/1 for 1. However, whenever he attacks, he may pay a red, and if you do, target creature can't block this turn. Holy smokes, he is amazing. Yeah, I mean, he's just good. He is what a 1-drop should be, which is he has what a 1-drop should have, which is a relevant ability. So yeah, so it seemed like green and red were pretty strong in this pack. My first pick is definitely the Court of Calling. My second pick, Invasive Species, maybe? Let's see, Siege Worm is good, Invasive Species is good, Blast Firebolt is good, but probably not first pickable. I don't know, it's good to have one. Mind Sculpt, it's a strategy. I mean, it's a risk. You can go in on it or not. Boom Weaver Giant, I don't think is that good unless I've already identified a really strong aura that I like. Frenzied Goblin. So, Court of Calling is my first pick. Next comes Invasive Species, Frenzied Goblin, and the Siege Worm. It's not necessarily in that order. So, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you learned something. Hope you use this information to get out there and win more drafts. I'm Sean Penrod, and we'll see you in the next pack.